this is what I look like. This is what we look like. We're usually pretty well taken care of. I don't know where to start today.
That's great, but also I wanted you to say how fast from the time you met Blood until your first date.
Me and my pimp had a lot of similarities. We actually got along very well. That's the best thing to do in that kind of situation. You don't want to resist. Let's see, it maybe happened a few hours from the time he picked me up to the time I had my first date.
Picked you up, met you?
Met me, yeah. Another girl, she wanted her freedom. I was like a finder's fee. We got in the car, we were going to a party, supposedly. I was on drugs. I was doing dope and crack at the time, heroin and crack. She gave me some Xanax or something to calm down. She did me all up like I was going to a party, and before I knew it, I was out in the middle of nowhere. I woke up, no phone, no purse, no ID, no shoes, no coat. And I was handed a phone. And she did a John. She went to a home and came back pretty quickly. And I was told, copy her. And then she was dropped off. I don't know where. And it was all me. I didn't have any other girl. It was all me. If it's professional and it's not just some wannabe pimp on the road or a boyfriend that's pimping out her boyfriend that are doing drugs together, I'm well taken care of. I'm dressed every morning. I'm fed 3 times a day. My hair done. My nails are clean. I'm showered a lot of times. Like, I'll have dry skin. And at the time, I had just gone through, probably I was 19 to 21. I was 23, 24. I had just gone through a lot of irregular paps. And I was getting a lot of infections at the time. So he would take me down to Planned Parenthood, which are incredible. And he would get me taken care of, and he would take care of me for 3 days until I was 100% to work again, because you don't want to infect any clients. You don't want to be sick while you go there. You don't want any bad reviews. But I remember him taking very well care of me, and he had to do that a couple of times. I said I was sexually active. I mean, you guys probably all knew I was more sexually active than what I said. Oh, yeah, I had a boyfriend. Yeah, I cheated a few times. It wasn't anything like 4 or 5 times a day, but I'm sure the use, you guys could tell, like, oh, yeah, I'm very sexually active. I didn't have any bruises on me, because you definitely don't want me to look like I'm abused. You don't want my client to know that I've been abused, because he's going to care. Most of these clients do care about these clients and these girls.
But you didn't. Well, I met you, and we said human trafficking. You're like, huh?
What? Traffic? What? Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me. I didn't have any idea that I was being used, coerced, fraud was used. I just knew that I had agreed to a non-written contract. Once I had taken that call and given that money over, it was a non-verbal contract. It was a street contract. I had to figure that out on my own. Whoosh. Okay. And his contract, everybody's different. I mean, you can look up the Pimp's handbook guide online. It's pretty, every word is pretty true, word for word. It was 10 days, and I just, day and night, handed the money over to him, and at 10 days, I would be free, and I would get 50%. Lasted 40 days, didn't get any money, got arrested. He sent me a lawyer to take care of me because he wants to take care of me because he doesn't want me squealing. And then I was left to my own devices pretty much, and he had a lot of cash in his pocket, a lot of cash, and I was left with nothing. And I couldn't get any services. There was nothing for me. The FBI actually had to step in, and they're like, I don't like using this card, but I couldn't get state insurance because my mom made too much. And I was 23, 24, like right on that line. I couldn't get insurance, so I couldn't go see a doctor. Thank God a doctor did it, free for me at Rainu. I couldn't get food stamps. I could barely get an ID on my own. But I'm not from another country. I'm from Newington.
You graduated in Newington High.
Yeah. I went to college. So did my pimp. My pimp went to a Catholic school, went to a high school, went to college, very intelligent. Never beat me, was rarely raised his voice with me. He would bring me down, raise me back up. So something like if I was nervous before I went to the doctor because I didn't know what to say or something, he'd bring me down, raise me back up. And that was just his technique. So I don't know. As far as like sexual abuse, it wasn't even that. That went over my head. It wasn't like I felt like I was getting raped every day because he would ask me, I'm not making you do this, right? No, you're not making me. So in my mind, I had to justify it in so many different ways. I never felt like I was sexually abused. No one ever took advantage of me. But I lived by very strict rules. I wasn't supposed to use drugs. I wasn't supposed to go with a John that used drugs because it's very dangerous for me. I had a lot of rules. Those are two that I can really remember. I did use drugs. I was only allowed a certain amount a day, so he kept tapering me off. So he could, he did, I felt like he cared, but it was easier for me to manage. I wasn't emotionally all over the place, but if I was sick in the morning, he would definitely go out there and get it. But he wasn't going to get it himself because it was too much of a risk, so I would have to. They're going to be really time sensitive. If they're in your office, they're allowed half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe hour. Very, very time sensitive. They're going to want to get through this as quickly as possible because they have a date to go to. And it's just clockwork. If you're away from your pimp, you're not away for more than a half hour, 45 minutes, especially not away from his site. Or talking to somebody like a professional. So, I really want to. If you ask them what they do, if they're doing it professionally or non-professionally, they're going to say they clean houses, marketing, something under the table, even sex phone calls or
webcam.
Customer service, online customer service, or phone online customer service. Those are probably the four most distinct professional things that they're going to say that they do.